Thank you, sweetheart. That's the lady telling me about that. Um, Welcome to week 2 in review for the Bonestorm Fantasy Football League. It was a week of ups, downs, and nail biters right till that last game when
Oh my gosh.
the gentleman you see in the right-hand corner of my screen, Mr. Aaron Jones, scored his not one, not two, not three, fourth touchdown of the night to help someone win a game. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's go to the videotape, Mr. Heath, and the next screen is why is it not moving? There we go. All right, first one up.
Okay.
Camp Krusty versus Yo Sista, Gentleman Folk
This, sorry, Ter, had to do it. Camp Krusty topples the Gentleman's Four Quarterlies by a score of 157, a healthy score to Terry's 115.05. Looking at the big scores there, it looks like I got production in a few spots. Terry had one bright spot, TJ Hockerson, and a low spot on her kicker. Oh my.
Yeah, that's you. I mean, you sometimes you see a kicker, maybe with a low score here, with a couple of points here or there, but almost never a zero. And I didn't know until I was doing this review that they got shut out by Buffalo. I'm like, oh my gosh,
the zero.
Yeah, I was like, that you don't see too many shutouts these days, so that was pretty impressive by the defense of Buffalo. They were getting revenge on that loss to Pittsburgh. You had a big day from your guy Eckler, from Devontae Adams, again that Green Bay Monday night game. DJ Moore came to play with 21, and your Bucks defense 22 against Atlanta. So that was a good one. Josh Allen rebounded with his 19-point game. Hawkinson, like you said, 20 points for Detroit. He's the number one target there. But the rest of her squad just didn't come to play this week, so she takes the L. Moving on to game number 2.
Well, before we move along, though.
Yes, sir.
We'll cover this. No, I'll wait. Go
ahead.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to game number 2. This was the comeback Monday night victory.
Okay. Kev needed this. Kevin Clemens, what a game. He comes back in a big way, beats the meaty haunches, who managed to put up 162 in a loss. Still not enough to topple Kev's 171, thanks to one Aaron Jones with a massive Monday night performance. I don't even know how many touchdowns. Four
touchdowns, and he got 41.5. 40 burger for Aaron Jones. That was nuts. I mean, I know I watched. I only caught the second half of that Green Bay game because I was rewatching the Pittsburgh one to put more salt in my wounds, because I wanted to know how bad they lost that game to the Raiders. But Aaron Jones, I did not know he scored all 4 touchdowns for them. That was pretty impressive. Tyler Lockett, or not all 4. I think Tanya might have got another one on him too. So I'm sure Jason or Todd will correct me on that one. But yeah, Aaron Jones, big day. Matthew Stafford had a good day again for LA, not Detroit. Tyler Lockett just does Tyler Lockett things. He just catches those long passes from Russell Wilson, and his Broncos posted a nice 19.4. But again, here we go. I don't know if his IDP was out or not, but 0.0. Mr. Clemens, Mr. Hero, Mr. Beloved of the IDP, Mr. I want the IDP. How did you let a guy start that wasn't starting? Or did he not literally get one tackle in the game? You have some explaining to do, Mr. Man. On the other side, poor meaty haunches, they were leading this whole thing going to the weekend. All Clemens had left was Aaron Jones come Monday night. Who needed a 30-plus performance to even get close to Joe. And I don't know if Joe was watching it, but I'm sure Mr. Clemens was probably watching it, just praying he kept going that way. Joe had a nice day with Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, and Cortland Sutton, but not enough. And like you said, it's a good game, and it's a heartbreaker when you score that many points and still lose, but that's why we play the game. Next up,
we have the punishment due against yours truly, Hail Satan. Hail Satan squeaks out a victory. Todd puts up 91.51. Matt ends up dominating 167.12. Well done, sir. You also have some explaining to do with Devin Bush, but I'll let you do that yourself.
I shall do that. To quote the great comedy Revenge of the Nerds, but slightly off. We do not have Bush. We do not have Bush. What happened was at 8:55, again, I think it was Todd. Thank you, Todd. Reached out to the league and said, "Hey, Bush is out for the day." I was literally walking from the Great Wolf Lodge down to the swimming area for the indoor swim with the family. I did not have time to find another linebacker, add him to my roster, and then put him in the option in 5 minutes. I thought, you know what? I'm out this day. Sorry, it's not going to work. I'm just going to I'm going to take the loss or not. If I miss out on that, then that's on me. So that's why Devin Bush ended up starting for me, but didn't matter because I had Satan himself leading this charge with Tom Brady. He brought out Beelzebub and all of his little minions to help. He brought out Mike Evans. He threw it to Gronk all the time. So my 0 didn't really matter in the end. Not to mention poor Todd had a really rough day at the circus with only 15 points from Chris Carson, who is now no longer on his team. His highest score gone off that team, which we'll get to a little bit later. It was just a rough day for Todd and a good day for the Devils. So moving on to the next score.
To the next one, we've got Malibu Stacy's. Ooh, the most powerful team in the league, he thinks, takes down Springfield United. Springfield scores, is that 127?
No, 217. 217.
No. I'm looking at Johnny's.
Oh, Johnny scored 127.
Yeah, okay, 127 to Don's cracks 200 yet again, 2 weeks in a row, 217.52. I don't know if that was the highest score of the week, but it was darn close, if not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it might have been the highest score of the week. I know that she and Kat have both been posting close to, if not over 200 each week. They are the clear leaders in the clubhouse on overall points. And this is interesting. I'm going to throw this nugget out to everybody and see how much more controversy I can cause with this. But I was listening to this podcast and somebody mentioned a league to where the seeding for the playoffs, they saved one spot for the highest point score. So even if they lost the games, if they scored the most points, they made it into the playoffs. Something to ponder for next year. Nothing now, but I know how you love my changes to the rules. I thought I'd throw that in there.
Especially when they suit you or ways you.
No, I'm not the one scoring all the points. It's the ladies. I'm just trying to help the ladies
this year. That's this year.
Anyhow, so let's get back to this one. Kyler Murray is doing all the Kyler Murray things. People are talking about him as the MVP. Again, it's 2 weeks. Let's settle down the MVP talk. Maybe he will be, but 42 points is pretty dang impressive. Christian McCaffrey, CMC doing 24 points of damage. Julio Jones, that should have been a touchdown. I don't know if you saw that on the highlight. I thought both feet were in. They took that one away from it. It should have been 27 or 26, excuse me. 27 for Kelsey. That touchdown run. I don't know if you watched that on Sunday night. He caught this ball and he should have had 15 yards and they should have tackled him or he would have gone out of bounds. He zigzagged all the way in for this long touchdown, and that's probably the lion's share of his score. It was amazing, dude. Bobby Wagner with 31, big IDP score for her. She says mine are going to outscore quarterbacks, not outscore quarterbacks, but score like a quarterback. So take that, Jason. And Brandon Cooks with 22, the only guy you want to have on the Houston team. So good job.
Yeah, that was nuts. That's 31 with the scoring.
Yes, right. That's insane.
Last week,
it's insane. Right, exactly. And then on the other side, your poor brother had Patrick Mahomes do well, and Ridley, the rest of them didn't show up to play. He needs to get the horsewhip out for them. Let's move on to the next matchup.
We've got the Wild Poopers, who win with another good score. Wow, 183. Yeah. Takes down Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream, who puts up a respectable 155, basically. Lots of production out of Aaron Rodgers. You knew that comeback was going to happen. And look at the Bills. Oh, my, 28. Not enough, though, when you got Derrick Henry scoring 52 almost.
50.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, somebody's going to have to, I'm sure there's someone, Todd or Jason will remember the highest scoring, but I haven't seen many over 50. I think I've seen some in the 50 range. He may not be that may not be the top score, but it's darn near the top at 51. That's insane. Somebody named Roquan Smith, it looks like a defensive player, gets 25 for Cat, and then the Patriots with 22. This was a battle of the defenses. One defense gets 22, the other gets 28. That doesn't happen very often. But Cat just rolling up those scores again with an almost 200 right there. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, nice comeback with 34, and there were some decent scores on the rest of his squad. He just didn't have enough, and like I say, very respectable 154, but not enough to beat the big hammer when she comes to town.
She gets almost 43 points from defense.
Defenses, right. The individual and her defense. That was nuts. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Karen from Roseville faces the Braille Bombers. Karen eclipses. You didn't mention Jay and the
200. No, I should have. I knew more than one person scored over 200 this week.
Yes,
it was Jason. Yes. I knew it was one of those Devlins. There's so many. I lose track of them.
Then a nice 200 when you look at the production on his team.
Yeah.
It's kind of all over the place. Too much for the Braille Bombers. Braille Bombers have a good day from Russell Wilson. However, the total of 133, not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. That Lamar Jackson comeback did a great job to I'm sure he probably would have won without that with all the other big
Yeah,
scoring, but it
34. Yeah.
certainly helped. Cooper Kupp went off with almost scoring 40 himself. That's pretty impressive. And Terry McLaurin, again, best guy you want to have in Washington, 31 points. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson was the only bright star on my mom's team. Everybody else kind of fell off. Joe Mixon, who had a great week last week, didn't show up this week. Same story for a lot of the other players on there, but we'll see if she can rebound this next week. She's still 1-1. But congratulations, another 200-point rack them up. So very impressive. Let's get to the standings. Take us through that, Mr. Heath.
Okay, we've got Brockway. Ooh, look at that. A two-way tie for first. Two undefeated teams in there. Malibu Stacy's, though, gets the nod probably because of, I don't know, points scored or something.
Yeah.
So Malibu Stacy's 2-0. The Wild Coopers 2-0. Johnny, you're in big trouble in that division. 0-2, you've got to make a turnaround. I think there was a trade made his way. I don't know if he accepted it. I guess we'll find out.
I think he said he was going to check it tonight. I think he said he was working to check it when he got home.
Okay. Ogdenville, we've got, oh gosh, you're alone in the front by a little bit now. Hail Satan 2-0. Everybody else in your division winless. I guess you're going to walk in. Love, hugs, and ice cream. Punishment due, whose future is going to turn.
It may indeed.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yes.
North Haverbrook. Karen from Roseville at 2-0, alone in first. Braille Bombers at 1-1. And Terry also 0-2. Let's turn this ship around. Springfield, the cream division of the crop.
Please.
Camp Krusty alone in first and 2-0. It ain't good enough. I got to mix it up. I got to ensure that undefeated streak continues. Halfback Mustangs at 500, 1-1. And Meaty Haunches, who, that was a division game.
Yes, big one.
That's a toughie. 0-2 with some decent scores still, but yeah, that's how it shapes up.
Yeah, so it's interesting that we have quite the even division between one division that has two 2-0 teams and one 0-2, one that has one 2-0, two 0-0s, and then the other two mix it up the same with 2-0, 1-1, and 0-2. So it should be interesting as we roll in. Again, it's still very early. No one's out of it yet. Lots of football to be played and some trades made. So we'll see what happens in week 3. Let's move on to the waiver wire pickups. That was pretty active today. I would say the most active. Yes, we had a couple of contests, as you can see. Good old Derek Carr. There was a bidding war on him. We had 6. We had 7, but the winner goes to $10 to the Meaty Haunches. He's looking for production out of Carr. Let's hope that injury doesn't hurt him, Joe. Hope you knew about that. Camp Krusty, meanwhile, picks up Michael Pittman, going 21 over the 12 that was bid by the punishment due. Nice job, Kev. And the punishment due does pick up a win with the Panthers defense that 1, 2, 3, 4 of us all went after. Me being the cheapskate with the $0 bid, thinking no one's going to want them. I know I'm so cheap. I'm like, I got to save that money for later. So didn't get that one, but lots of other people were picked up. Trying to see if there was anybody else of note that was
Why are you bidding $0? You did it again with Titans.
Yeah, you like that? Exactly. That's what I got.
$0.
It's a defense. I'm not ready to pay for a defense just quite yet. Maybe down the road when I really need them, I might pay for one. But for now, They're
going to produce once they find out what you bid for them.
Exactly. They'll be like, you paid $0? Let's move on to the most exciting news of the day. There were 2 exciting trades. Well, one really exciting trade. The other one was very pedestrian. But let's talk about the trades that went down this morning. Talk to me about that one.
Okay, so that was interesting. The day, actually, my day started off very early this morning. I got up, couldn't go back to sleep. Long story. But in the middle of the night, I read that Todd was looking for a quarterback, and you know who likes to stock up on him. I believe from draft day was, come talk to me. I got trade bait. I'm taking whoever I took.
This isn't the first year you've done that. That's an every year thing. Normally you in fact, you even one year had 2 that were like somewhere top. You had 2 top 10 quarterbacks, and you couldn't get rid of the second one. You kept offering it to everybody, and nobody came calling. So continue on.
I even tried to get it for Braylon Edwards one year.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Todd and I talked. We end up making a deal today. That trade was I let go my number 1 quarterback, Dak Prescott. In return, I get Chris Carson, a starting RB, which I was nervous because I had Jacobs out this week. And then Antonio Brown, who's out due to COVID, but
still could play this weekend, right? If he gets 2 negative tests, he'll play this weekend.
Both look slightly better. I'm going to have to roll the rest of the year with Jalen Hurts, and I have no backup. at
Yeah,
this
that
point in
was
time.
that was bold. That was bold. And again, this is a pretty blockbuster trade. You don't see many number one quarterbacks being shifted around. But you know what? Hey, who knows? This could change the fates of both your teams. Time will tell. The other trade that was made very pedestrian. Bench for bench. Basically, I was looking for backup after that injury to Dalvin Cook, and I traded away Jamal Williams for Alexander Madison. And of course, this week, I'm now again, it's still early in the week. Things may change as it gets further. All I'm hearing is that Dalvin Cook will play on Sunday, might be limited. So it's like, do I play them both? Do I play one? Do I hope to take a chance? So this week may be a rough one for Maddie to decide. But it was fun to see an actual trade go down because I've made one of those in a long time.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that name for a long time.
A long time.
All right, let's get to, I have no other ones. This is now where we're going to stop my sharing and I'm going to let Kev share because now we're going to get to this week's upcoming matchup. So Kev, take us to yours. I believe that'll be the first default one.
Oh,
that
you
comes up.
disabled participant sharing.
Oh, wait, let me do it. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can do that. Multiple participants. There we go. Try that.
Okay.
Try it one more time. Sorry about that. We'll fix that in next week's one, people. There we go. There we go. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It says has started sharing. Boom. There you go. All right. So pull yours up. Go to the matchup, please, for you.
I'm there.
No, click the matchup box so it opens up the thing.
Oh, you want me to do that? Okay.
Yes, because that way we'll see the people. Not box store. I should admit, if I could punch through the screen, I would do that.
All right. Hold on. It's coming up.
I know. You're slow internet.
What do you want me to click on?
I want you to go to matchup in yours. There you go. That's the one. That'll give us the projections and the, all the other good stuff in there that we can talk about.
All right. Let me know when you
see
it.
What it looks like.
Oh, Fantasy Cast. What is this?
Oh, it's going to be an ad, I bet. They're going to make us watch some ads so you can see this. Really? Really? We don't want Fantasy Cast. How do we get rid of it?
There, at least I muted it.
Thank you. It looks like Justin Herbert throwing things at drones.
What does
very exciting.
What's this for?
I don't know, and it's really slow on my end.
Yes,
maybe it's live on your
end. There we go. Okay.
What the? Oh, this isn't what I wanted. Can you go back to Go back to scoreboard. Go to scoreboard.
Okay.
It's okay. It's a work in progress. You don't want the Knicks. There you go. Scoreboard.
Okay.
There you go. Now just go to matchup. And it took us
I did that.
That's what it took us to?
Yes.
Weird.
Let's just do it this way. We got the projected totals.
No. You gotta go. We gotta see the people. Try box score. It should work with matchup. That's very
box
strange.
Score, you told me I was clicking on the wrong thing.
I know that because normally matchup won't take you to the actual Fantasy Cast page. It looks like you went to the Fantasy Cast page.
No, I didn't.
I bet you did.
I clicked on what you said. I bet
I don't think you did.
This is what you want.
Dang it, I was wrong. Dang it. Don't. Okay, this is what I wanted.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Uh-huh.
So 2-0 versus 1-1. Is this a division game? Is this another division game? We have like back-to-back division games?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
yes, we
snap. Okay, can you scroll down? Second. Scroll down so we can see your active players.
How's
Perfect.
that?
Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
Can you see the totals at the bottom now?
I'm making us small so we can see them. Yeah, or actually I'll make us bigger. Wait. How do I make us bigger? Let's do this.
All right, folks.
I'll move
work in progress.
It is. This is the first time we've tried this.
Late breaking news.
There we go. Okay, cool. Great.
Okay.
Now it's out of the way. Now we're good. Now we can see everything. Okay, so looks like we got Matty Stafford going against Tampa Bay. Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Well, first off, let's go to the total. Then I'll let you the players.
Sure, go for it.
Total. They think this is going to be a close one.
Really?
Yeah.
They've got you beating him by 20 points, 172 to 158. That's not close.
172. No, you're looking at the wrong one.
Oh, I'm looking at projections. You're right. Okay,
yeah,
it's 10
close.
points, 9.7. That's right. It is closer. Yeah, we will see if that thing holds true or not.
Okay.
But what we have is Matthew Stafford against Tampa Bay. If you get Antonio into the lineup, let's just say he's okay, right? If he does make your lineup, that LA team has some really good cornerbacks, so it'll be very interesting to see how Tom does against a really good
Michael Pittman
secondary.
Jr. I don't need him.
I know. Yes, you do have Michael Pittman Jr. That's right. And you got questionable with Noah Fant and Amari Cooper. Let's hope they're both playing this week. This should be a good one. You've got two really strong running backs now, two big number ones right there.
Yep.
We'll see if those big guns help you over. And A division game for Jalen Hurts versus Dallas. That should be a great game. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Like you said, it's going to be a close one. Maybe 10 points separate you two. Should be interesting. Now what you should be able to do to go to the next game, if you scroll back up, just click on the Malibu Station and Wild Poopers, and it'll do the same thing there. There you go.
I will.
Yep, perfect. Okay, and then scroll down again. Right there's perfect. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so talk to me about this. Talk to me, Goose, about the score.
Okay, this is working. We've got the Malibu Stacies coming off of a win, right? And against the Wild Poopers. Oh, Malibu Stacies 2 wins, Wild Poopers 1 win. This is they like Don's team on this one. Look at the check marks.
I know, right?
Man, this is big. They must really like her team. They have Don projected 181. Wowzers.
That's huge.
Against 156. I think it's a little early to project in 180s, but you never know. Boy, they really like Kyler Murray still.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Well, it's going against Jacksonville, for crying out loud. It's going to be a field day for Arizona.
Yeah. And Derrick Henry coming off of a massive game. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, should be a fun one. Again, they're projecting Don with a huge swing of a win here. I think it's going to be closer. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry's going to outscore his projected 21. He put that team on his back last week and carried him to a win. So let's see if he does the same thing again. Let's see if there's any other interesting matchups. You got Chicago at Cleveland. Oh, Patriots at the New Orleans. That'll be interesting. Tennessee versus Indianapolis. I don't know what Indy's got like a D. I've only seen them a couple times. I didn't catch a lot of their game on Sunday. I watched a little of last week's, but we'll see how they fare. And how does Kansas City do against the Chargers, who lost in that tight one against Dallas? This, I think, is going to be closer than the 25 points they give it, but it should be fun. These are two of the highest scoring people in the league. So I hope it's a shootout, but for all I know, it's going to be a super low scoring for both of them. You know, you never know, right?
Look at these two teams. Both these teams, other than their kicker, are projected more than double digits.
Yeah.
You know,
impressive.
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move on to the next.
Are you calling one? Just a close one there, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a toss-up because, again, they're both big scores. They both outscore their projections, so we will see.
All right, next up, we've got Springfield United, desperate for a win, going against you. Hail Satan, who's not desperate for a win. You're 2-0. He's 0-2. Time to change a reversal of fortunes, perhaps. Let's see what happens. It's projecting Johnny to get, oh boy, Johnny, they want you to do better. 134, basically, going up against Matt, projected another healthy one, 162.
Yeah, the train rolls on for Satan and his and his opponents. Tom Brady is dealing right now, and so far, few have been able to slow down that arm that is fueled by probably all the evil in the world. We'll see if that continues on. Dalvin Cook's going to be a big question mark, as you see they're questionable whether or not he starts. That may give Johnny the opening he needs to run through it and get a win over me. We will see. The rest of my team. Let's see any other good matchups. Oh, you got CeeDee Lamb versus Philadelphia. That should be fun. That's a division game. And I hate doing this, but I'm trying to leave emotion out of this. I have a Cincinnati player going up against my own Pittsburgh team. So I want him to do well, but I want us to win. So it's one of those, razor's edge type things, bargain with the devil, or whatever you want to call it. It's horrible. I'm not looking forward to it, but I still want to beat Johnny, obviously. Let's go to the next tape. Let's go to the next matchup.
Next one. Okay. The next one is, and this is loading much quicker now.
Yeah,
we've got
too far. There you go. Perfect.
Punishment due, who is ready to turn things around. You can see in his starting lineup at the quarterback position, the fresh off the Camp Krusty bench, 2 wins, and we'll see ya, Dak Prescott. They think this one's going to be close. I like it. They've got Todd at 148 compared to Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream 158. A lot of check marks on the Love, Hugs, and Ice Cream side, but
it's only by a little.
Yeah.
It's not by a ton. Exactly. I mean, look at the quarterback projections. He's only got the check mark because it's 0.1, right? I mean, they're expecting those guys to almost be a wash. Saquon has been a question mark. Let's see if he shows up this week. James Robinson was off last week.
Right now.
I know. No, I just meant questionable as in even producing. Well, he's not been the Saquon that has been in the past. We'll see if he turns it around. Same thing with James Robinson. He had a slow week last week. Looks like Tyson Williams is making the start for Baltimore for Todd. I don't know if he's done that yet. That'll be fun to watch. AJ Brown, that should be a good one. Robert Tonyan, against that San Francisco defense. That should be a good game. Green Bay and San Francisco. Looking forward to that matchup as well. A couple of guys on both sides going with the Cleveland and Chicago game. We'll see how that goes out. And Denver, who I think has a pretty good secondary, he's got Corey Davis in there. We'll see if he can turn something around with that one. But again, this should be a close one. I think they're both in my division, and they're both at 0-2. So somebody's coming away with a win. So this should be interesting, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Let me just check. Ogdenville and Ogdenville.
Yep.
That is
so
correct.
somebody's coming out of there with 1-2 at worst. So let's go on to the next one. Unless they tie. What if they tied? Oh my God. Sorry. Didn't mean to jinx that.
Okay,
next up.
Got, I'm assuming you can see that.
Yep,
okay,
I can see it perfectly.
You've got Karen from Roseville. Oh gosh, he's averaging 191.
Yeah.
With that team. They still like him, but not by a ton. 162 basically for Karen from Roseville, going against the gentleman for Quarterlies, who this week is projected to get 153.
Yeah.
That's 8 to 9 points. It's close. Let me see. They really like Lamar Jackson, but look at Josh Allen, 25.
Yep.
It's kind of close. Oh, and we've got an empty slot, so it could be even more. Oh my.
Who's he going to put there? Yeah, that's going to be another.
What slot is that? Tight end?
That's a tight end. Yeah, he's going to get a tight end. Oh, well, remember, he's been desperate for tight ends all year. Maybe he's going to look and pick up one, or maybe a trade for one. Who knows? I know he's looking to fill that tight end spot, so it's going to be even more, like you said. But I agree with you. This one might be a close one. You got Josh Allen going up against Washington. That should be a good matchup. We'll see how Tyreek Hill does. I think Tyreek Hill had a low week last week, but he normally outscores everybody. So we'll see how he does against the Chargers this week. Meanwhile, I got Lamar Jackson going up to Detroit. That should be a big feasting game for him. He should score a lot. And Alvin Kamara going against New England. That'll be interesting to see how he does up there. And Najee Harris, he's had a couple of flashes, but can he finally show some real, first-round talent against Cincinnati? I don't know. I hope so for my Steelers' sake. Should be a good matchup. We'll see how it goes. We'll see who he puts into that tight end slot. But I think we're all pulling for Terry in this one because nobody wants to see Mr. 191 increase that average up. Move on to the next one.
Well, it's going to be averaging over 200 if he puts a guy in.
I know,
However,
right?
If you need a tight end, Jason, I'm telling you, Camp Krusty, players are going through there like a sieve this week.
He's making deals left and right.
I've got the Ravens. Let's talk. Okay. And finally, we have Meaty Haunches going up against the Braille Bombers. Let's see here. Who do they like? We've got the Braille Bombers. They're projected to get 158. Oh, real tight one. Only 5.5 points ahead of the Meaty Haunches. DeAndre Swift, questionable, as is Cortland Sutton. I don't know if those are the linchpin on that team, but they're questionable. And T. Higgins, questionable for Mama.
Yeah.
Get to work, Matthew.
Yep. Should be an interesting one. Let's hope, Mama, this is a get right game for her. Let's hope Nick Chubb tears it up in Chicago. I don't want Joe Mixon to tear it up on Pittsburgh. He can get a couple of yards, but I don't need him getting a ton. Robert Woods of Tampa Bay, that should be a difficult matchup, but we'll see if he can overcome that secondary. T. Higgins, oh boy, against Pittsburgh. Boy, she's got a lot of guys going to be cheering against my poor team come Sunday. Not looking for that. But then she has Chase Claypool. Maybe he has 3 touchdowns this week. That I'd be happy for her. Exactly. And Darren Waller going against Miami, that should be a good day for him. Let's hope for her. On the other side, you got Justin Herbert with a get-right game. Oh, God, against Kansas City. That's not going to be pretty. Zeke going up against Philly. Does the rivalry bring him up to par, or does Tony Pollard keep stealing all of his good carries? DeAndre Swift, if he plays, he's been pretty good. We'll see how he does against Baltimore. And Justin Jefferson against Seattle. That should be a fun one to watch as well. It should be a close one. They both need wins after their losses last week. But I'm hoping my mom comes out on top, obviously, because that's who I would like to win. We don't want to have her have into a 2-week slide of losing. That's not what we need.
Okay.
So that's it for this week. So turn it off so we can, so stop here, Sharon, so we get back to the big screen. So through 2 weeks, it's been pretty interesting. Slowly storylines are beginning to emerge with each team. Nothing's for sure yet, other than what are the sure things we've seen so far in the first 2 weeks? The Tampa Bay passing game, that's a sure thing, at least through 2 weeks. I'm not saying it's going to be, but so far that's consistent.
Kyler Murray or Kyle Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yes, Kyler Murray. He is that game is on point for sure. I would say
Who
I would say
else?
the whole Green Bay thing, that was a tale of 2 weeks, right? You had
Yeah,
one week,
that's
one where they
true.
were horrible, week 2 where they were great. What's week 3 going to bring? We'll see. I'm excited about that one. I'm sure other people will throw out their biggest things that are definitely we know or we don't know, but it's always a fun matchup. We need suggestions for that outing. We're getting into week 3 here. Let's look at week 4 or 5 to do something perhaps, or to go over to somebody's house and do something if that'd be something that works out. Terry, how's your hand doing? Is it healing enough that you can drive? I don't know. Hopefully it's doing well. I don't know if Lexi's come over there and made you a number of meals. Let's hope she's taking care of mom while she's down. Anyway, any last closing words for everybody, or any words of encouragement
Yeah,
there,
no,
Mr.
I
Kev?
do. It's still early.
Yeah.
It's still early. We're only 2 games in. So it's still anybody's ball game. Do not give up. Look for trades if you need them. It's already happening this year. I'm calling 2021 the year of the
Year of the
trade.
trades.
So far.
Yes, I
We
like
got
it.
Matt, myself, Todd, Kat already have trades in the books. Jason talking. So let's see what happens. I'm a little nervous though because my team was undefeated and I was doing good, but that's okay. I hope it does, Todd. I want to see Todd get back in this thing. So I hope Dak scores a bunch. I hope Chris, whatever his name is for me,
Carsey.
scores a bunch. We'll
Yep.
see.
Yep.
So
Yep. We'll
we
see.
traded starters, so I'm excited. They're both in our lineups this week, so I'm excited to see what happens.
That's a big one. We will see the results of that in the next couple of weeks, and who got off with the better one of that one, or if God forbid somebody gets injured. I'll never forget the best trade well, I take it back, not the best one, but one of the best ones. Top 3 trades ever was, and people that have been in this league long enough will remember this. I believe I traded for Adam Vinatieri one year with Mr. Heath here, and in that following week, the Patriots got a fake play where Adam threw a pass for a touchdown, and immediately Kevin is calling me with, "How dare you steal him? How did you know he was going to do that?" I'm like, "I had no idea he was going to do that. Are you kidding me?" But I was pretty happy with that touchdown from a kicker. That was pretty special. So we'll see if something like that happens this weekend or something crazy. But hey, good luck to everybody out there. Set your lineups. Get in on the trade action. It's still early, like Kev said. It's going to be lots of fun. Having fun so far. Kev, take us home.
Stay classy, Bonestorm.
Yay!